Welcome back, everyone. It's time to start doing some 24 scale stuff again. I've been doing 10 scale stuff lately, but I have here a set of Treal Overdrive gears that go in SCX24 axles. You may notice that they only have 14 teeth on the bigger gear that goes inside of the Diff, and the worm gear here has a little bit steeper pitch than the ones that are stock on the SCX24. And as you all know, this Enduro24 has been heavily modified with SCX24 parts, and I'm literally running out of things to do to it. So with the low gear ratio and the brushless motor in this truck, I thought it would be the perfect candidate to have these Treal Overdrive gears installed. I don't recommend them on stock motors. I don't think the stock motors have enough torque to really do well with them because they just get too hot. You're overdriving the front drive shaft by 13.5%, and one of the things that'll do is cause the front tires to pull harder than the rear tires, and that causes a 13% bind. It's not quite as bad as if your front tires were pulling and your back tires were locked, but it's 13% of that. So one of the benefits of this is when you're crawling over rocks, you will get some interlock between the front and rear axles just because the fronts are pulling harder, and it will kind of grip into the rock a little bit. I have a video on how to install these with an SCX24. I'll leave a link to that video in the description, but for now I'm just gonna start pulling parts and throwing this thing together. We'll test it after that. Well, here's the truck with the drive shaft pulled out of it and the diff cover pulled off, and I'll show you the and one more note about these gears. It doesn't matter which direction you put them in because they're symmetrical right and left, so don't worry about getting it right or wrong. There's no such thing. I got it all put back together, and there is one other thing that I didn't mention that I had done since the build where I showed you everything I'd done to it, and that was to add a longer servo horn so I get a little bit more steering throw out of it. But Treal Overdrive gears are installed at this time. Beast mode. Beast mode activated.